love will never die down. Together we can fly now. So, baby, don't you ever be afraid to fall in love with me. Let me be your parachute. One time out of 10, 4 times on the stage lines. We fly till the end. My hands on your waistline. Sky high, feel the wind. 5 times want you be mine. This love thing can take time. Yeah, and no matter how
rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, so true. It does not matter who the host is, that is for sure. Anyways, how are you? It has at least been a minimum about 23 hours since you and I last hung out, because now that I think about it, I really didn't hang out with anybody yesterday. So since you and I last hung out, so how are you? How are things? How is Fantasy Island going? You know, all that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, today is Thursday, July the 28th of 2022, day 209th of the year, and only 156 days left to go. Boy, is that a lot to say. That's a lot of stuff going on inside of this circumference of a circle as we are talking. So anyways, we are broadcasting live from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place that we do stuff at.
Radio Big. Streaming 24/7 at radiobig.fm.
So there you go. A lot of stuff going on as we are speaking. So were you watching the news? Were you watching everything that was going on? If not, let's kind of try to get you some information right away of what was trending, because that's what we need to talk about. So people were fist pumping in honor of National New Jersey Day on Wednesday. Didn't even know that was a thing, but now we know together that it is a thing. So you could have been fist pumping or whatever. So let's see. Wake me up of. Yeah, wake me up of whatever the hell that means. Wake me up if. Maybe we should try that. Wake me up if landed on Twitter's top 10 trends on yesterday, as tweets included the overstayed my welcome. Let's see what else was on there. You bring food. People start pointing. You see a shark. And then what else was last but not least? And you brought me coffee. I guess that's reasons to wake people up. Twitter users sent birthday wishes to TV writer Norman Lear, who turned 100 yesterday. That was another thing that was happening. And Beyonce was trending ahead of the release of her 7th album, just in case if you were wondering on some of the things that were going on right there. I'll talk about this because it made it onto the charts yesterday. So take a listen to this real quick. Drone footage shows a pod of orcas chomping down a great white shark in South Africa. Scientist Alison Towner, who has studied the ecology of great white sharks for 15 years, told the Daily Beast that it is one of the most beautiful pieces of natural history ever filmed. The full attack debuts tonight on Discovery Channel's Shark House. So just in case if you're looking for that. And then in some other news, I want to talk about this before we get into this. Remember yesterday we were talking about Tony Dow on how he had made it to the list, saying that after a premature death, there was a premature death announcement on Tuesday. Well, the Leave It to Beaver star did in fact pass away on Wednesday morning. His death was confirmed by his son, Christopher Dow. Dow was 77, so Tony Dow has now passed away. So after all the stuff that came out that said that he had not passed away, and, you know, they didn't know where the hell it was coming from, now the dude has passed away. I mean, talk about some confusing news stories there on how that's going to get. So let's start talking right away about some other things. If you're not familiar with the show, I am going to tell you on how the layout kind of works out. It goes something like this. We talk about safety in the news and safety. We bring in some professional broadcasters that, they know what the hell they're talking about. They tell you some news stories and all that kind of fun stuff. Then we come back, talk a little bit more. And then in that sequence, you have the opportunity, if you're so inclined to do so, to interact with the show and jump in, jump out, and, do the stuff that you can do on callinradio.com. Like if you go to your phone right now, your little Celly Ellie. Yeah, the thing that looks like this. And you type in callinradio.com inside of your favorite web browser. It will give you some options on things that you can do. So then the options are yours on what you can and cannot do. It's entirely up to you. It's a fun time in regards of doing so. So with that being said, I think it's time for us to bring in the professional broadcasters that will tell us about what the hell is going on inside of the world of the news. So maybe we should take a look-see towards that right now.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Former Republicans and Democrats like Andrew Yang are launching a third political party. Founding members of the Forward Party say it's aimed at millions of U.S. voters who are dismayed with what they see as a dysfunctional two-party system and are looking for a viable alternative. The new party plans on holding dozens of events this fall to roll out its platform. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says he doesn't think the U.S. is in a recession, but a key economic report due out this morning could have others feeling it is. Mark Mayfield explains.
Economists believe that new data could show the U.S. GDP getting smaller between April and June, which would mark the second quarter that it has shrunk. Experts say that one quarter may be typical for odd reasons, but 2 or 3 is usually a sign that something more serious is going on. Powell told reporters there are too many areas of the economy that are performing too well. His comments came after the Fed raised interest rates again by 0.75 percentage point. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Brittany Griner's drug trial in Russia is nearing its end. She's expected to receive her verdict at sentencing next Friday, after which she pleaded guilty to the charges against her, saying she didn't intend to break any laws.
I was in a rush packing. Like I said, I was recovering from COVID, stress of packing, making sure I had my COVID test, jet lag, and I was in a rush throwing my stuff into my bag.
Griner testified on Wednesday when she arrived in Russia 5 months ago. She was held for hours without a lawyer for allegedly carrying vape cartridges with cannabis oil. The 31-year-old says that a language interpreter provided during her questioning translated only a fraction of what she said. The Biden administration is estimating that over 75,000 Russian soldiers have been killed in the war against Ukraine. A reporter for CNN tweeted the estimate on Wednesday and said it was shared in a classified House briefing. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Sally Patterson. Ukraine's counter-offensive in Kherson is gathering momentum, according to UK defence officials. A report says planned cuts to the British military leave it vulnerable at a time of rising threat. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un warns the country is ready to mobilise nuclear forces. And foreign ministers of India, Russia, China, Pakistan and Central Asian nations are meeting to review regional cooperation.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
Crews in Northern California are gaining some ground on the state's most destructive wildfire of the season. Trey Thomas with more.
Justin McComb with CAL FIRE says the fight against the Oak Fire is happening in steep, rugged country.
We can't even get our bulldozers in there. It's so steep for the bulldozers that we have to insert a lot of our hand crews in here.
It's already burned through more than 18,000 acres near Yosemite National Park, but containment was reported at 36% on Wednesday. The massive blaze has destroyed more than 60 homes.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is taking aim at a drag club in that state catering to children. Natalie Rodriguez with details.
Florida's conservative governor has filed a state complaint against the R House business in artsy Wynwood.
Wait a minute. It is a disturbing trend in our society to try to sexualize these young people.
Ron DeSantis says an investigation by the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation was conducted following the release of video showing an exposed drag queen and a little girl hand in hand at an R House show. R House released a statement that they're, quote, hopeful that DeSantis, a vociferous supporter and champion of Florida's hospitality industry and small businesses, will see this as what it is, a misunderstanding. They have 3 weeks to respond to the legal complaint. Natalie Rodriguez, Miami.
The Air Force is testing a system of artificial intelligence and drones aimed at stopping active shooters. Brian Shook with more.
The Pennsylvania-based company Zero Eyes is creating the system built off of their existing AI gun detection software. If the program detects an active threat, a human reviewer will confirm the threat and deploy a robot or drone to intervene. Those drones are programmed to use non-lethal methods to disorient the shooter, including sirens and strobe lights, and will act as a force multiplier that will assist authorities headed to the scene.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling slightly. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things is mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
The WorkWise Summit is an interactive 2-day gathering that will bring like-hearted leaders together like never before as we discuss ways to better align HR, safety, and operations around one common goal: creating the future of work together. Day one will focus on self-performance with talks with leading experts on how to live and lead at our best. Day two will focus on organizational performance with discussions on what we can do together to break down silos and foster action. The Work Summit will take place at Coker Tire Museum in Chattanooga, Tennessee on Thursday, September the 22nd and Friday, September the 23rd. For more information, go to worksbees.com/Y Summits. That's WORKZBE.com Y Summit. It's a new year, but it's feeling harder than ever to find and hire qualified people you need, especially for small businesses. That's where LinkedIn Job comes in. They make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified people. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering qualified hires versus leading competitors. I have to tell you that we have used LinkedIn Jobs to even find some of the people that we have here at Safety FM. LinkedIn Jobs can help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your jobs for free on linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to tell them that you heard it right here on Safety FM.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, yes, you need to believe in magic for being able to hang out here. That is for sure, as we are talking. Anyways, let's get into some more stuff of what is going on. The Fed has hiked the interest rate to 2.25%, bringing it back to the pre-pandemic levels. Along with the announcement, Fed Chair Jerome Powell says that too many good things are happening in the economy to call what's happening a recession. Though, upon the announcement, the Dow ticked up a couple of hundred points. Meanwhile, home sales fell 20% in the month of June over the year and were down 8.6% for May. Mortgage rates are ticking up to over 6%. So there you go. So what do you think's going to happen there? And I don't think, that it's going to be a crash, but what do you think? So you know that houses are not selling. I think the white hotness, the bubble has burst in regards of, of people going cray-cray for them. I'm just saying. So I don't know. But with the interest rates going up, what are you thinking? Because now if we're talking about going over 6% without any points down, is that going to encourage a lot of people to go out there and buy a house? Especially thinking about what you were able to get prior to. So think about that. Anyways, the World Health Organization has formally recommended that men who have sex with men should cut it out for a while in order to contain the spread of monkeypox. Their reporting indicates that 99% of cases worldwide are among men and 95% engage in same-sex contact. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how realistic that's going to be in regards of having that conversation. So what are some of the other things that you can do? I don't know. Maybe that's something that you can talk about. But, going to a group of people and saying, hey, listen, we need you to have abstinence, I don't know how that's going to go over. Let's just be realistic. Let's not lie here. Anyways, what else is going on? Wild flamingos have returned to Rabida Island in the Galapagos for the first time in 20 years. The animals started to migrate away from the invasive species of rats threatened their existence there. Now researchers have identified 2 flamingo deaths. Formal counts of the species of 34 lagoons found in the Galapagos Islands systems are counted twice a year. So there you go. Will this encourage you now to go to the Galapagos? Just a question, of course, because there's some things to think about as we are talking. Anyways, a University of Surrey study showed that cocoa has a positive heart effect in reducing blood pressure levels, especially in those with higher levels, but didn't bring the levels down to those with healthy blood pressure levels. So worth noting, this isn't permission to snack on Hershey's bars to bring down your blood pressure, since candy bars are loaded with sugar and fat. Participants in the study were given cocoa in capsule forms. Speaking of studies, a new report in New England Journal of Medicine suggests that unvaccinated COVID patients are contagious for less time than those who received the vaccination and booster. So there you go. How the hell did we go from cocoa to talking about vaccination? That's kind of a weird twist. Thank you, Mr. Writer, for that. And then meanwhile, what else do we have right here? Meanwhile, a Washington Free Beacon investigation reveals that the CDC actively coordinated with big tech to shut down those who question the efficiency and wisdom of the government mass vaccination campaign. I need more sources here, opposed to you just telling me this is the way that it was. I mean, who gives that kind of an answer? Maybe, I mean, I'm going to get a little bit kind of strung out here in regards to talking about some of this stuff, but it's just like, we can't just say that we don't know stuff. It becomes extremely difficult, it seems like. You know, and dealing with the psychological aspect of some of this shit, it's always funny on how people can't say, I don't know. I don't know if that was accurate. I don't know if it was okay. I don't know. Yes, it's okay to say I don't know, because I don't know. Seriously. So just some things to think about as we are talking. Anyways, it is currently 20 minutes past the top of the hour as we are still hanging out doing all the fun stuff that we get to do. What else do we have going on here? An unidentified North Carolina woman wanted to send a message to an ex-boyfriend, so she tried to burn down his house. One witness says that she set bundles of wood and a jug of oil on the house front porch and even sealed the hose spigot to make it harder to put it out. At this point, the owner of the home confronted her with a rifle. Turns out it was the wrong house. The woman then tried to hightail it out of there, but was arrested and charged with a few felonies. So hold on. You have a former lover. Things did not go in the, in the uppity up. And so your resolution to this is crime and potential murder. I mean, this makes no sense in regards to that. But hey, I guess, don't tell me what love can do. That's for sure. Anyways, I think it's time to bring in some John Smalls. Let him tell us what's going on inside of the Market Beat.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote was submitted by Nathan. Elbert Hubbard said, "I would rather be able to appreciate things I cannot have than to have things I am not able to appreciate." What a cool quote. I've never heard this one before, but I do agree with it. I've had the opportunity to work with people who are the second or third generation, where their grandparents were very hard workers and did very well. Now, a few generations later, the family doesn't even know what it's like to struggle. Sadly, I witnessed some things that told me that this particular family didn't even appreciate all of the amazing things they had. I walked out of that meeting knowing I was probably not the best fit for that company. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org. Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, July 28th, 2022. The rebound on Wall Street extended Wednesday following a policy announcement from the FOMC. They hiked their key rate by 75 basis points as expected and downgraded its assessment of the economy, which is less than the whisper numbers. The committee also said additional hikes would be appropriate at the next few meetings, which put interest rates on track to hit 3% or higher by the end of the year. The takeaway for the market is the pace of hikes may slow over the next two meetings. While many of the pundits think we're seeing the peak of inflation and FOMC interest action, that outlook is far from assured. The PCE price index, due out on Friday, is expected to accelerate by 20 basis points month over month at the core level, and it could come in higher. Worse, the outlook given by the bulk of the S&P 500 companies, including defensive consumer staple companies, is more price hikes and higher inflation are on the way. The key takeaway from all of this is that corporate margins will continue to be under pressure and the cost of doing business and making large purchases is on the rise. You can get the inside track at MarketBeatMinute.com.
Okay, thank you, Johnny Smalls. Once I got to the correct file there. So there you go. Some fun stuff always going on as we are talking, hanging out, and doing all the great things that we get to do together. So there you go. It's always interesting to hear what John has to say in regards of what is going on inside of the world of the market. So there you go. So I think I'm okay to say this. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know, but we do some weird things around here, but I guess I'll talk about it. So if you are watching on the streamer, I guess I can start talking about this that was already pre-announced, even though it wasn't supposed to be announced, but now it's announced, so we'll talk about it. But it's still not final. So safety differently, we are having a little class thing going on here. So let me explain what's going on. It was brought up ahead of time, which was not supposed to be talked about, but it happens, and I guess those are the things that happens. But it is looking right now that the dates are going to be October the 10th through the 13th, if you're interested in showing up. But we have not finalized all of the location stuff. So that's the fun part. If you want to find out more information, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.io. It is a Safety Differently class hosted by Todd Conklin, Mark Yeston, Bob Edwards, and yours truly in regards to getting all that stuff set up. So there you go. Find out more information and when everything will be finalized and updated on when you can start booking, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.io for more information. Yep. So there you go. People wanted to know what the hell was going on. That's what's going on, but I do not have finalized info. So all it is right now is a landing page that it will get you there. You get there and you go, that's some information. Anyways, going back into some of the numbers of stuff, let's talk about that real quick. The Dow added 436 points yesterday on Wednesday to close out at 32,197. The S&P added 102 points to close at 4,023, and the NASDAQ added 469 points to add, 12,032. What else do we have going on? West Texas Intermediate was trading at $98 a barrel Wednesday. And Brent crude is back over $100 a barrel, bringing it to $102.46. The national average price of gas per gallon was $4.30. Bitcoin surged on Wednesday by $1,500. Coinciding with the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's indication that the U.S. isn't in a recession. There were, 3,216 delays within, into, out of the United States on Wednesdays and 278 cancellations. So there you go. Hopefully you were not stuck in an airport yesterday trying to figure out what the hell you needed to be doing, because that's never any fun. So talking about some things that are going on inside of the world, let's talk about this real quick, because this might be something for you to know. JetBlue is announcing a deal to buy discount carrier Spirit Airlines. Take a listen to this.
JetBlue confirming the purchase of Spirit a day after Spirit shareholders rejected a takeover bid by fellow discount airline Frontier. In announcing the news, JetBlue says the merger will create a national low-fare challenger to the big four airlines that now dominate the industry, offering 1,700 daily flights in 125 destinations. Regulators will look closely at this deal amid concerns it will stifle competition, particularly in the Northeast. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Okay, so thank you, Rory, for that one. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening there, because it's always, interesting when you get the merge here. Anyways, Eastern Kentucky is hit by a major flash flooding. Eastern Kentucky is bracing for damages after being hit by torrential rain and flooding overnight. The emergency management director, Chris Friley, says that the worst that he's seen in over a decade.
So we're just asking people to just be alert, be prepared to go to higher ground, because rescue crews just can't reach them at this time. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey tweeted early this morning, "I don't have the words to describe the amount of devastation daylight will uncover across eastern Kentucky." He added that the flash flooding will likely go down as one of the worst flooding events to ever hit the state. The National Weather Service issued nearly 24 weather alerts for the area and warned life-threatening flash flooding in multiple counties. The storms are reported to have dropped at least 10 inches of rain overnight. So hopefully if you're in one of those areas, everything is, hopefully good for where you're located, because that's going to be the important portion here as we are talking. Let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world here, because these things are always important as we are talking. 3 children and women found dead in Connecticut. Authorities in Connecticut are investigating the circumstances around 3 children and a woman found dead at a Danbury home. Scott Pringle has more info.
Danbury's chief of police, Patrick Riddenhauer, says cops got a call last night from a man crying, requesting police come to a home on Whaley Street.
They found 3 deceased juveniles inside the home, and they found a deceased female in the backyard.
The children are between 5 to 12 years old. He says detectives are not looking for any suspects and don't believe there's a danger to the public. Police think the victims are related. Scott Pringle, NBC News Radio, Connecticut.
Okay, thank you, Scott, for that one, for everything that's going on there. Police say that same man that attacked a woman in Upper West Side and in Brooklyn. Police are passing around surveillance video and camera pictures of a man wanted for sexual assaulting 2 women, one in Brooklyn and one in the Upper West Side. Noam Layden has more info.
Cops say the first attack took place July 20th around 1 a.m. along West 69th Street. The wanted man grabbed a 33-year-old woman, dragged her to a secluded area where he tried to rape her. Then 3 days later, police say the same man jumped a 20-year-old woman inside the Carroll Street subway station in Brooklyn. She screamed. The would-be rapist raced away. Cops are passing around a picture of the attacker today, hoping someone will turn him in. Noam Layden, NBC News Radio, New York.
Okay, thank you, Noam Layden, for that one, letting us know what is going on. Take a listen to this because, you know, when we're in Florida, it's what happens. Florida man arrested for DUI inside of a Walmart. Yeah, Melbourne, Florida. Florida man is facing charges after allegedly taking a drunken ride on a scooter inside of a Walmart. Mark Mayfield has more info.
Brevard County Police say they responded to reports of a man swaying in a scooter, driving into shelves, and almost running into customers. When they arrived at the store, authorities said that 39-year-old Aaron Gregory smelled of alcohol and had an open bottle of Smirnoff vodka inside a backpack in the scooter's basket. Gregory refused to take a breathalyzer test and was arrested for DUI. I'm Mark Mayfield.
You know, I have to tell you, if you ever want to come in and take a look at the weird, there is always the opportunity of doing so by just coming to this glorious state, because we always have all kinds of fun stuff going on. There is no doubt about it.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's start talking. Let's start moving. Let's start grooving. I mean, this week has been all about the Doors, and I wish I was talking about the band, but not really so much. We did talk about the Door of Opportunity. We did talk about the Forbidden Door. We did talk about the Secret Door. Now, is there really another door to go over? My answer is going to be no. But the fun part here, as we are talking, though, is there's so many things that we can probably take over this last week and go, well, this makes sense here, that makes sense there, that doesn't make a lot of sense. How do we get this to work and all that kind of fun stuff? So let's really break it down, because we talked over the 3 things and ask the important question. What door do you find yourself at? What door have you struggled to get into? What door inside of your career have you struggled to open? Because that's the thing. Life is always ever changing and evolving. That's kind of the fun part here. It's amazing on how life changes by one little circumstance, and it's information. Opportunities happen with you because of information that you obtained. Going through the Forbidden Door was because of information that you obtained. Finding out about the Secret Door was about information that you obtained. Now, as you and I know, I have no clue how you might have obtained that information. You do. And that's why we talked about briefly on how you would share that information of opportunity with someone else. We spoke briefly as well about some other aspects on some things that you could do in regards of getting into the Forbidden Door, in regards of how to get into the Secret Door. But information changes everything. Information is what gets you through. So as we talk about it, what info would you disseminate to other people to assist them? What information did you obtain to find out these things that you uncovered? And what information out of everything that you obtained did you find as important? Because here's the gig. Sometimes we're so concerned about the destination, we forget about the journey. And we forget about how the struggle is real. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you, if I have a friend who owns a supply store, guess what? All of my other friends are going to know about my friend's supply store because, even if he's more expensive or she's more expensive than other people, I'm still going to tell people about it because it's my friend. And that's how I look at a lot of these things. I want the people around me to be successful. I want you to be successful because technically I'm around you and you're around me. I mean, we hang around together to some extent. I look at this as part of my oikos in regards of us hanging out and doing stuff together. I know that sometimes it's a limited connection in how it works. You get to listen to me or see me, which I'm sorry. But that's what we do. But here's the thing. If we're able to disseminate information amongst each other, because, reality is information, what would you share with others to move forward? What would you share with others for them to understand better how to proceed forward inside of their career? And some people get hung up at times that I don't go very specific into some safety aspects during my main story, which I think I do, but sometimes I do get very general in regards to trying to get that career path of yours to move forward. And listen, and I know that there are people that are regurgitating stuff that's out there, and that's a dime a dozen. And that's not the stuff that I want to do. I want to talk about all aspects of what's going on. We talk about psychological safety, which became a buzzword, buzzwords, better saying, during the pandemic. But I told you that the psychology aspect was something that we were going to focus on, and I have not really disappeared or vanished from that level. I mean, the funny part is that if you take a listen to the Jay Allen Show, I have probably given up so many interviews in regards of talking more about psychological safety, even though some people are like, well, it's not the buzzword that it was once before. Well, that's good. We need to talk about the psychology of this. So this is why we go into talking about the career aspect as well. Because it's important to do so. If it wasn't important, I wouldn't bring it up every week. If it wasn't important, I wouldn't dedicate hours upon this. And listen, I'm all about people improving inside of organizations, but there are ways and methods on doing so. And I will tell you, if you know the way on how to step up, move up inside of organizations, this is the platform to be able to share it with other people. It's the way to being able to do so. And it's not, hey, I want to be the first one to make it to the door and you must follow my steps exactly. No. There is some lingo and there are some things that are there that we have to discuss. There is some stuff there that we have to go, okay, this is how the world is working. And this is what we need to do. I don't think it's a difficult thing to say. I don't think it's a difficult thing to do. But it's the reality side of the whole thing. So think about that for a moment as we are moving forward. So take the doors that you have thought about this week that we have discussed and say, if I am able to help a person with one of these, how would I relay the information? How would I share the information? And if you're looking for help, we can talk about it. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com and we'll go from there. I think that would be the easiest format in doing so.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. BIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. BIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with BIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take BIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN. Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss. They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the loss site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants. It's always amazing to me on how technology changes, and so does the environment that we're in. And cyber criminals will do everything they can to take advantage of a system. If you don't own a home, you have nothing to fear about what I'm about to tell you. But if you own a home like me and you don't guard it with Home Title Lock, you're inviting home title fraud, one of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high at the moment, and that makes us a target. The crime is scary simple. Let me explain it to you real quick. A cyber thief simply forges your name on a property sale form and refiles it. That's it. Now he or she is on the deed of your home and you have no idea that you're a victim. Then the person takes out a loan on your home and vanishes, leaving you to prove to the police that you didn't commit bank fraud. Home Title Locks puts a virtual barrier around your home title. The instant they detect any kind of tampering or anybody messing around, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, you need to guard it the best way that you can. Some people might even go as far as guarding it with their life. Go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if you already are a victim. And enter the code RADIO. That's RADIO. That's the code RADIO for 30 days free of protection. That's code RADIO at HometitleLock.com. Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, The Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
Forever. And no matter the ups and downs, I'll be right here by your side. I'll be right here by your side forever. Yeah. Your beauty make 'em bow down. I need that body right now. Yeah. The love will never die down. Together we can fly now. So, baby, don't you ever be afraid to fall in love with me.
Yeah, don't ever be afraid of falling in love with Amaru. Yeah, that's Let Me Be Your Parachute. Hey, let me just be whatever, I guess. It is currently 45 minutes past the top of the hour. This song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes if you're so inclined to taking a download of it. And thank you to Amaru for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. So there you go. Anyways, let's get back into it. Let's talk about some things that are going on inside of the world. And let's start it off right away with the most important part of anything that I will ever tell you. And that's about my friends at the 988 Suicide Crisis Lifeline. All you have to do is go to 9888lifeline.org to find out more information. They can help you prevent suicide. The Lifeline provides 24/7 free and confidential support for people in distress and prevention and crisis resources for you or your loved ones, and best practices for professionals in the United States. All you have to do, like I said, is go to 9888lifeline.org, or you can text the word TALK to 9888. And the original number of 1-800-273-TALK is still there. It will be there indefinitely. We're just trying to make sure that you can have an easier method to get there. If you also go to 9888-LIFELINE, all you have to do if you want to talk inside a little message box is click on Chat with Lifeline. And that will get you right there. And also they'll be able to answer some frequently asked questions if you are so inclined to finding out some more info. So there you go. 988 Lifeline. Text the word TALK to 9888 or just call 988 if you're here in the U.S. of A. So let's continue talking about some things that are going on. Homily court advantage. Yes, I said homily court. You heard of saying stay in your own lane? Well, how about stay in your own league? Researchers from the University of Missouri Columbia say that they found the relationship between two people of similar desirability tend to last longer and are more successful. In a study, it was determined that not only are people who share similar level of attractiveness more likely to end up in a relationship together, those relationships are more likely to go the distance. We're going the distance. Simply put, the study authors believe that people who outkick their coverage won't be with their attractive partner for very long. Do they really believe that I'd want to see someone similar to my desirability as to me, as they put it, for the rest of my life? I mean, come on. I mean, how realistic is that? And then they're trying to tell us that money has absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, just kind of narrow it down in that fashion.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
So there you go. Anyways, KFC has added two mouth-watering new items, but you'll have to go quite a distance to try them. The new Flossie original recipe chicken porridge and shroom and cheese pockets are both exclusive to Singapore, priced at $2.85. The Flossie chicken porridge is just what it sounds like. Warm porridge topped with original recipe filet chunks with chicken floss. What else? What is a chicken floss? Well, a dried meat that is with a light and fluffy texture similar to a coarse cotton. Shroom and cheese pocket is described as a warm and hearty toasted wrap filled with KFC's famous hot and crispy Zingers filet, herb marinated mushrooms, mayonnaise, and melted mozzarella and cheddar cheese. It goes for about $5. So how much to deliver it? Maybe that is the next question. Known for their favorites like the Big Mac and Quarter Pounder, McDonald's is adding another burger to the lineup in South Korea, at least. The Bosun Green Tea Pork Burger is made logically from Bosun Green Tea Pork, and it is known as the tender texture that with less smell. The patty layered with spiced cheese, bacon, Korean cabbage, red onions, and mayo, and cushioned between two buns. It sells for about $5, and it looks pretty good. Why not? It's a burger. It's burger day, so I guess that's something to think about. I don't know. I mean, I don't go to these places. I will tell you, I recently had a family member that was going to KFC. The only thing that I really, really like at KFC is popcorn chicken, and I was told that it was discontinued depending on which stupid store you go to because of the pandemic, and I was like, what? How does this even happen? Like, I don't get it, but whatever. I can sit here and complain about that if we are so inclined to talk about that stuff. So let's not talk about that stuff, so that way you don't have to hear me complain about unnecessary things. So let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world. Harris, Newsom top, top Democratic preference if Biden doesn't run. Take a listen to this. A new poll finds that Vice President Kamala Harris and California Governor Gavin Newsom are Democrats' top two choices for president if President Biden doesn't run for re-election in 2024. Michael Kastner has more info. Here's Pandora's Box.
The News Nation Decision Desk HQ poll out today shows Harris is the choice of 31.
Did I try to start Pandora's Box too soon? It seems that way. That's for sure. I guess hold on, my system didn't like this. Let's see if we can do this over and over again, because that's going to be the fun part. That wasn't supposed to happen. This is what live radio sounds like. Not everything plays when it wants to. And now my news stories are all gone. So with that being said, let's make this a pretty simple thing. Let's get into some wellness stuff. I think we could do that right now if we are so inclined to do so.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by Alasamorgan.com. Bone Broth Fast. We previously discussed numerous benefits of fasting, from balancing insulin to autophagy. And in this sense, Bone Broth Fast is not a traditional fast. However, it still offers substantial benefits. Bone broth can be very helpful if you decide to give your body a break after a cheat meal or a cheat day. Now, it's crucial not to use fasting as a way to punish yourself after a cheat meal. But if you're looking to help your body in a gentle way after eating too many processed foods and carbs, Bone Broth Fast can be a solution for blood sugar, balancing insulin, metabolism, and bodily functions without the side effects of hunger or fasting headaches. Additionally, bone broth helps with gut repair and balancing gut mucosal layer, which helps with gut sensitivity and optimization once the fast is over. For additional information, check out alasamorgan.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
So I know that I normally don't comment on stuff like this, but I will tell you, I definitely don't agree with using the word cheat meal. Because essentially, I mean, I want you to think about this from a psychological standpoint. You are rewarding yourself for cheating. I know I'm not picking here on, the wellness reset stuff, but I mean, you're cheating and saying it's a reward. Think about that. Have that discussion with your spouse and say, do you see that cheating is a reward, and see how far that combo goes. I'm sure it will be a very, very, very
short conversation. So I have to tell you, all the news services have dropped out, but we still have the levels to talk because, believe me, we can do that. So let's talk about Did You Know real quick. A man who accidentally threw away a hard drive with 8,000 Bitcoins on it wants to use a robot dog and AI to help him dig through the dump and recover his lost fortune. According to the report, James Howell from the Wales city of Newport mistakenly threw away an iPhone-sized drive in 2013. The Bitcoin stored on it now is worth about $175 million. He's fighting the council for permission to spend $11 million to evacuate, to excavate, the landfill and sort out 110,000 pounds worth of trash. Both humans and AI-powered machines trained to recognize the hard drive, which sort through the garbage and process as he expects to take 3 years. A pair of Boston Dynamics robots dogs would also sort through the garbage during the day and patrol for trespassing treasure hunters at night. So there you go. Some interesting stuff. I have to tell you, it's an interesting one as we are talking. What do you think? It's $175 million. So it leaves a lot to expect there. That is for sure. Anyways, let's get into some other news as we are talking. Let's look at what happened back on this day because, that's important. Matter of fact, before I get to that, no winner for Tuesday night's Mega Million drawing, by the way. Friday night's drawing will be for $1.02 billion jackpot or $602.5 million cash payout. This is the only third time that the Mega Million has crossed over $1 billion mark. So there you go. If you're going to play the game, you're more than welcome on doing that on your own, of course. Just think about it. So anyways, we're going to look at things that happened back on this day. Back in, 2019, Meghan Markle is a guest editor for the UK's Vogue September issue, and she is the first guest editor of the magazine in 103 years. There you go. Anyways, if you're looking at some birthdays today, Brad Simpson turns 27, Cher Lloyd turns 29, Harry Kane 29, Soulja Boy 32. Let's jump around some. Elizabeth Berkley 50, Dana White 53, Lori Loughlin 58, and Jim Davis turned 77 today. So there you go. That's what's going on with some of the birthdays that are out there. And if you're looking at some other things, today is National Milk Chocolate Day, Buffalo Soldier Day, and World Hepatitis Day. So there you go. Some things to take a look at as we are so inclined to do so. Anyways, let's see if we can get this poll thing to work again. Take a listen.
The News Nation Decision Desk HQ poll out today shows Harris is the choice of 31% of Democrats and Newsom with support from 17% of those surveyed. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is next at 13%, followed by Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg with 10%. The poll found 30% of Democrats and 61% of all respondents don't want Biden to run for a second term. Biden and White House officials have repeatedly said the president, who will be 80 in November, plans to run for a second term. I'm Michael Kastner.
Okay, so there you go. Some information going on right there. So let's go ahead and close this out for you. If you need a random joke for today, people who forget to eat are amazing to me. I miss one meal and I'm burning bridges with immediate family members. Miss two, it's an organ failure and total body and mind shut down by the end of one calendar day. So there you go. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. What is the craziest theme park or fair ride you've ever been on? Here's another one for you. If you need something for the water cooler, try this. 13% of people say that they have hit this when driving. What is it? Their garage. There you go. Their garage is what they have hit. So there you go. That's some information going on right there. Anyways, at the top of the hour, we will be going over to RadioBig.fm for the next couple of hours or so, doing the music gig on that side. You're more than welcome coming over and hanging out if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, I get it. I understand it. It makes sense to me. But you can hang out here on Safety FM and take a listen to what's going on. Anyways, thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, we could not do what we do around here for sure. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. There is no prose as inspiring as single human being with the courage to live well. Think about that. Something to think about, that is for sure. Anyways, I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love ya, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
How long it takes, I'll be right here by your side. I'll be right here by your side. You know this. And no matter the ups and downs, I'll be right here by your side. I'll be right here by your side forever. Yeah.